Hi, second time or second day, second video on Gentoo. The article is going to go on Eric Dubois discovering Gentoo, and please help me because I am just a beginner and somebody already helped me, said Eric, you've made a mistake, you have to go back. So if there are interesting links, I'll add them to the list here. Like these two, and I've just discovered a few more, so I'll put them on in the article, but I'm not going to write long text or tutorial or a way how to install it. That's here, right? Gentoo has its own handbook and we're following it, but we do find from time to time these interesting links. Quick installation checklist. This is interesting, right? Here as well, installation just about UEFI. So how to do that and you could do that, but the most important thing I did wrong last video was that it needed to be FAT32. And we do know that if we do an Arch Linux installation in phase 5 and we do phase 1 UEFI, we always put this guy in FAT32. So somewhere down the line I had it as X2, so I've just done that. I've been watching YouTube videos, always the way to interesting to get knowledge in, right? In a fast way, graphical way as well. So I'm gonna go for a reboot. I'm not going to open up my snapshot and start again. I'm really starting again, and starting from scratch, which is not much yet, right? So not much has been lost. The tip was from somebody on YouTube. Take number 2, Eric. So BE is Belgian, I suppose, and it provides me also an Azerty. Is going to be maybe better than the other one at the top, which says Azerty. So all fine here, and all the special characters up here are also correct. So BE is probably best for me in Belgium. So you need to choose your keyboard there. Now, I have been playing around. That's the fun, right? I have been playing around. So we are at the phase that we want to prepare the disks. So we have a big pizza, which is our hard disk, SSD or NVMe. We want to slice it into partitions. Who gets what, right? So I've been playing around with, there are different applications. There is parted, right? So do everything with parted, but again, the mistake was that we needed to do this. So the tutorial that's here is for the BIOS. So at some point in time you have to say, whoa, I want to have a newer system, so UEFI, which means I need to do this and this and that. So that's a little bit tricky, since that's where we went wrong. So I've been playing around creating partitions and all that with parted. I've been playing around with fdisk as well. Try it via that way. I did not record all of that. So that's the fun of trying it out again. Delete everything again to try it out with another application. Creating swap partitions, etc., etc. And learning about all these tools. Now, what I'm gonna do is do something that's not in the wiki, which can only attribute to more knowledge, right? So, let's go to the machine here. CFdisk. So, like you see, I've been playing around. I'm gonna delete everything for you again. Delete and delete and delete, and writing it. So we quit and we launch again. So we have a hard disk that comes from the store. Nothing is on there. Really nothing. We already know in the middle top that the label is GPT. So that's good because we need it to be GPT. It's set also in the text here, right? The wiki. I'm gonna make a new partition for 500 megabyte is more than enough for the type of EFI system. I'm gonna create a swap of 4 gigabytes, which is type swap, and I'm gonna create the rest for the root. So that's another way of making it, of doing it via this application, right? Writing this, yes, and then quitting this. ls block, remember the words. The pizza is divided into 3 pieces. Okay, now I need to go and have, well, tell the system what to do. And one of the things that I did wrong, let's scroll up again. Where are you, my friends? I need to partition US FAT32. So that's the first one I'm gonna get rid of. So these pieces have not been formatted yet, there were no lines have been drawn on it, so you can write anything on it. You can't write yet there. But if we say go and have a look and draw some lines, right? A table to know what file is where a file begins, where a file ends. Let's think about this. This is EFI, all right? So that's SDA1. Boom, that's done. I don't know if we can see already something. No, not this via this application. Then we're going to make the swap. Make swap is, what was it again? MK swap. Yeah, make swap for device SDA2. And while we're there, let's put it on. Swap on, I think. No, what was it again? Swap on in one word. Control find swap on. There it is, one word. Swap on device SDA2. Check. And then we're gonna make the file system for ext4, please, on device SDA3. So I've made yet another, well, distinction or division or partitions different than the one on here. So again, maybe a way to get some freedom or get some knowledge, saying, okay, let's do it this way. Now, this is not, of course, a partition that I just took out of my head. It's one that works. All right. SDA1, FAT32, boot EFI. SDA2. And in this case, did not install a swap. Since I have 16 GB of RAM, don't require it. Okay. What's next on our agenda? We should mount things. We should mount the device SDA3 in my case. So it always comes down to counting, right? Because the tutorial says now SDA4. So mount in Gentoo. That's cool. But now I still need to mount my device 4. So that's done. I need to make a directory inside mount Gentoo called boot EFI. Okay. EFI. All right. ls. Let's go to mount Gentoo. What did I do here? I created a folder boot, and inside the folder boot is EFI. It's hard to read, but it does say EFI. Okay, now SDA4 is mounted, SDA3 is mounted, which is root. SDA2 can't do anything about it. Swap, it's on, that's enough. SDA1 is not mounted yet, so mount device SDA1, where in the thing I just created, which is starting from the root, mount Gentoo boot EFI, right? All right. So another way of making things, I believe in here they're talking about 4 partitions, right? And boot, the folder boot is another partition, and inside boot you have EFI, which is again another partition. So SEA1 is boot, and SEA2 is our EFI, which is again another partition. So that's the vision they have here. So we are doing it with 3 partitions: EFI, swap, root. You could have home as well. So I'll include all these links. So this is more or less, but the mount point is different here. Mount is boot EFI in our case. Swap partition X. The rest is the same. They do say after extracting stage 3 we should do something, so we'll check it out. And there's another way, so about EFI system partitions. All these links will go online in the article, and you just read. Right? We need to have this as VFAT later on in the etc fs tab. We can check and recheck and do it again if you fail. Simple as that. Do it again. All right. Mounted, all's mounted. Installing stage 3. So I'm following again the normal tutorial. So let's go scroll back. Preparing the disks. All right. So this was the last thing we needed to do, but this was a more complex installation, so we needed to mount a little bit more. And then we go for installing stage 3. Moving it out of the way. We have links. Links, how is it called? Links like this? Yeah. Links. There's so many names. HTTPS and then www.gentoo.org/downloads/mirrors. Enter. Off we go. And with the arrow down, I just navigate to somewhere in Germany, to the University of Ruhr-Universität Bochum, right? So we go in here. I think it's releases. Yep, cool. AMD 64, that's what I have. Auto builds, and then in here. Lots of choices. So we need a tar ball, I think tarball they call it, a stage 3 tarball, but not X32, but the here it starts with AMD 64. We have a minimal hardened system D thing, stage 3 AMD 64. We could take this one. So that's not minimal. That's the difference between the other one up there. Well, let's give it a try. I tried the other time the minimal, so can try again here. We have the ISO here, stage 3 tarball here, and 2020-07-15. So that's from today. That's 17 already. So 2 days ago, with no multilib, with system D and 32 bits. So we're gonna go for this one. Nah, it's up to you to decide what you take. The only thing we get is a huge amount. Is it downloading? I hope it is. Last time I did see a downloads screen. Now I don't see, that's why I'm doubting if it's downloading or not. Anyway, what I wanted to say, well, it's just a zip file, right? It's just a 7-zip RAR thing. It's just a compressed bunch of files. Linux directories, bin is there, etc is there, lots of it, right? Q to quit. ls to see what I got. Totally forgot to put it in the right directory. We need to go to cd mount Gentoo. Where am I? My present working directory is in boot. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna move this thing one level up, which is, let's go for the, like this. What am I doing? Like that. MC. Made a new command to move things. Here it's gone. Here it's okay, so it's in the same level as boot, right? It's the root level, and that's what I need it to be. That's what this article says here. Here it is, cd mnt Gentoo. We downloaded our stuff, links, export, open SSL, checking, GPG, checking. Nope, not interested. But I do want to unpack it. So tar xpvf, and then that one. So as you follow along the video here, it says user lib, Python 3.7, 3.8, also later on. GCC is there, some shared docs and all that. We'll take a look when it's done. But you get your own Linux familiar directory structure on any Linux system. As bin is there, right? So this is your structure. This is what we got in. cd bin ls. So that's what we all got in. Remove directories, schmod things, kill things, cd ls, cd, I don't know what else we could have a look at. The library ls, lots of things have been now actually installed. So that's the tar. That's a tarball with systemd or not, or with multilib or not, and stuff like that. Then we are scrolling down, configuring compile options, cflags and cxx flags. We can probably be talking about that like forever, in the sense that you'll see that there are lots of tips and tutorials and things about how to set your flags, what the best flags are, and so on and so on. There are very complicated files out there, but let's keep it simple here. What should I do? They are pointing, there it is. Scroll over it, nano. I've discovered that the -w is not that important. And I've probably read it somewhere else. www, small w, is no wrap, don't hard wrap, long lines default. So since it's default, I think I don't have to type it, but might be wrong. So I don't like to type too much. So Gentoo, etc, portage, and then the make. How do you want us to make your package? So this is very hard to read indeed. But it just says common flags. All these blue things is pointing to the -002 and then the pipe. Well, the rest is not important. But what I do find important, if you scroll a little bit in the wiki, it says make. You just can add things to this thing, as long as the structure is valid, of course. -j2, meaning you can have cores. And how many cores did I give it? I gave it processors 6, right? So if I gave it 6, I can type 6, which makes my computer become a lot faster. Control X, yes, save. So open it again. All right, it's saved, -j6. So that leaves us at the next page, installing base system. Like I said, there's lots and lots to be explored in the make.conf folder, and we'll soon add stuff to it. but installing the Gentoo base system, optional, selecting mirrors. We do that, we better do that. Mirror select, minus I, minus O, put it in, which means put it in at the end. If you use 1, it overrides whatever it's in there. If you do this, it's going to add it to the end. That's better. And then mount Gentoo, etc, portage, and then make conf. There we are again. We're back at make conf. Now, I don't know what's the fastest. They say choose the one nearest to you. That's not true. It really isn't true. But okay, I'm gonna take a few from Germany. And then we're gonna have a look. And now the line says Gentoo mirrors and we have all these lines, okay? So Control X. That's done. Then we need to create a Gentoo ebuild repository, make directory, parents, mount Gentoo, etc portage, repos.conf, as that. Then we need to copy paste again something. Nah. Lots of typing. It always pays off to check if there's no type error. I think that's cool. We could open it, but you see the image on the wiki, what's inside it. Copy DNS information. Okay, done. Mounting the necessary file systems. That's important. As I've learned in prior trials, if you don't mount it, you can't install application, you can't immerse things. So let's go all for it. So types, mount types, proc, and in mount Gentoo proc. So we're mounting it in that particular folder. Mount our bind sys mount Gentoo sys. Done. Third line, mount make our slave mount Gentoo sys. Okay, there it is, Gentoo. That's okay now. What's the last line? That's the fourth line now. Fourth line is rebind devices inside mount Gentoo devices. Cool. Mount, let's do it like this. Def. Mount make our slave on Gentoo def. Okay. So that's this big chunk of mounting the necessary file systems. That's this is just for systemd support. Well, I'll just won't be using systemd, but all right, too late. It's typed. Where is my you are. Entering the new environment, and that's where we are. Well, if you've done some Arch Linux installations, I always tell you, you guys, you can fix an Arch Linux always. You need to root into your system, and then you can do anything. You can delete things and remove folders and files and upgrade and update. It's always fixable with a root. So we're gonna root into the system, and the system is located in this particular folder, right? And I do want to use something. Give me a bin bash or a bin zsh, right? But bin bash. Now I'm not gonna do this particular line. It's not necessary to source this, or well, sourcing this might be a good thing to do, but this is not important. This is how my prompt looks. It's not important how my prompt looks. I know I've rooted, so I can exit later on to get out of it. As long as you know, that's fine. So I don't know what's inside etc profile, but it's now loaded. It's sourced. Mounting the boot partition. They say we should mount the boot partition, but I guess I've done that already. So this line. So it's a bit, if you're not following the exact way they want you to take, you have to think and say, I don't need to do that. Okay, let's see. Emerge web rsync. Oh, that's cool. That's working. There were other times that it was not working. So we really need to mount all these lines. It's always important to, well, give the machine the data it needs, right? Now the waiting starts. But I have a drink nearby. Optional, updating the Gentoo eBuild repository. If it's optional, I don't do it. The news, I've read the news, done that, played with it. And then choosing the right profile is important. E-select, profile, list. So, what do you want? What packages would you like to have in the future? So the system knows, okay, this person does not want to have hardened stuff. We just want to have the stable stuff, right? So you get the right packages for the right profile. So number 16 in my case is the good one, but it's not like I can type here 16. It doesn't say anything. I need to select it with a set command. Here it is, E-select. It's not like in J when we install something. E-select profile set number 2, they say here, which is C Linux SE Linux stable, and I have number 16. That's the one I want, right? Just choose one. If you want to install GNOME, take GNOME. But as you see, it does not have all the desktops. GNOME and Plaza. Not XFC? No, not XFC. So no multi-lib, you can select all that. Systemd, you can do that as well. Updating the world sets. Okay. Since I've now selected what my profile is, what I would like to do, let's update everything. And there are shortcuts if you think already, oh my god, do I need to type all that? There are, of course. Ask is A and then V is verbose, etc. So let's type it. That's easier for me. Just go for it. Patat. All right. So patat is an expression in Dutch language, but this looks a bit strange. Did I make a typo? Emerge, ask, verbose, update, deep. Aha. Always check yourself. Deep, new use at work. Okay. Let's see. This should be a little bit normal. Again, that's better. That's normal. So, what's all that? Def lips, sys lips, net miss. Okay, sure, yes, fine. And then again, the packages, right? The building starts. I did give him 6 processors, I think. Nevertheless, yesterday I had an well, thanks to Gentoo and tutorials I've been watching, I yesterday built an Arch Linux kernel and did it on an old laptop. I just left it alone, and well, friends came over and all that, forgot about it. It was almost midnight. I said, oh yeah, true, that thing. So it was really like hours of work. I don't know how long it worked, but an older laptop, you know, and then I don't even know how many cores it has, 2 maybe, 4, I don't know. Anyway, if you want to do Gentoo, do it on the best possible machine in-house, right? Of course on VirtualBox also good, but I mean, every package that you touch needs to be built, right? It's like things on Yay or Trizon, right? And you install something from the AUR, it needs to be built. So that's what we're doing now. 7 packages need to be updated. Open SSL I see here when I read very quickly. And then you have to ACAP. Let's read a little bit. All things that are problems, it seems here. Failed links, file exists. Okay, just a link. But I'll scroll on. Emerge info, configure the use variable. All right. We're not gonna do anything like that. Optional, all kind of optional things. Accept license. Oh, that was only number 2. So now we're number 3 of 7. So the wiki is there to read on. We should take a look at the accept license variable. It's optional, but I have a feeling we need to, if you just don't want to limit yourself, then maybe accept license free is a good idea. No? Thank God I brought the drink. We die of thirst. Emerging 6 of 7. Cool. Seven of 7. Open SSH. Okay. Well, next thing we need to do is the time zone, which by accident, I suppose, or maybe not, is indeed Europe, Brussels. So for me, that's correct. And the locales, locale gen. And we can update everything again, reload the environment. Not needed. So the license, first let's check that. Number 7, come on guys, syslibs pum, okay, pum, you're up. Oh, it's done, it's finished, whoa. I can type again. Portage. And then accept license. Okay, so it's free, it says here. Can be customized if you want to. Again, it points to the etc portage make.conf. So it's a very important file, this make.conf thing. All right, let's go for echo. Oh God, where is caps lock? That's that. Oh, that's better. Europe, Brussels, and put that inside off. That's that. Emerge config sys-libs time zone data. So we're gonna install a package. No packages found. Data. Okay, so that's already up to date. And then, well, it's actually, well, set also. It's now configured. Okay, configure locales. So nano etc locale.conf .gen is blank. In our case, Arch Linux is filled with lots and lots of stuff. So for me, that's okay to have this list because I want an enus anyway, right? Our list in Arch Linux may be the way to go if you don't know what to type here. We have a list there you could use. The ISO, I don't think we need it, so I'm not going to use it. Well, then I'm not sure, so try it out. Huh? If you try, you learn. So this is probably enough, enus, but it is in small, it seems here. This is small, that's capital, and that's capital. Okay, let's try this. Control X, yes. And then we're going to go for locale. Generate me that. Y3. Okay, it's done. Locale selection. Once done, it's now time to set a system-wide thing. Okay. Select locale list. So that's the choices. Number 4 is what I want. Select locale set 4. All right, update it. Yeah, at some point in time I edited etc environment. I went to look and see what's in there. .d and then what else? 02, I suppose, locale. So language enus. Okay, so that's cool. The language is set there. And then we could type this very long line. This long line. The last bit is not that important. But let's type it this time again. So environment update, that's that. Then source me etc profile, that's that. And if you want to have this nice prompt, so you see what I mean by the nice prompt, you need to type all of this, and I need to look what to type. I could type here Eric if you wanted to. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna type Eric, which is replacing the shrewd, or Eric is shrewd, or shrewded, whatever. Eric is shrewd, and then that's what I call about fun, right? It's holiday, yay, learning stuff. I still need one thing like that. Voila. So now everybody knows, hey, Eric is shrewd now. All right, so configure the kernel. Ooh, that's interesting. Installing the sources. We're going to emerge. I was thinking, did we need to go? That's later on. Okay, fine. Oh, good. We'll CD later. Let's go to install this. So it seems we need to know that we need to know the category and the name. So in Arch Linux we need to just know the name, but here we need to type both of the things. What category? Well, anyway, they do it here because I did see some commands as well without it. And off we go. We built. I hear my vent. My vent is working. Not too busy, it seems. Ooh. Do we have an issue? Houston, do we have a problem? Can I not open and close the system here? Can't type anything anymore. That's rubbish. Let's wait a bit. Control C. Nope. Okay, something happened, all right. Whoa. I hope. Ah yeah, true. When you press super, it goes through some windows. Anyway, on VirtualBox. There you are. Come on. That one. That's where we left off. That's the last thing I did. Yeah, oof. I think we're good. So everything is installed. I suppose it will just say everything is done. No? Will it do it again? Hey, he will do it again. You see all the patches they do? It's crazy, right? You have a kernel and then a change and a change and a change, a patch and a patch and a patch. And then finally we have 5.4.48 with all its patches. That's cool. So, Gentoo sources. Now we need to ls-l use a link. Yeah, there's a link to the latest version there. That's true. Then we need to lspci. We need to know what's on your computer, on your system. If you do it on a real metal, you need to know, okay, I have NVIDIA or an AMD or internet cards and so on, the NICs, right? So they say to us, you know what, emerge ask sys apps PCI utils, enter. So, okay, libudif and so on. You don't need to type yes, so enter. And off he goes, building again. Then we need to go to user source Linux. So we go inside the folder where all the files are. This is actually a link, I think. Oh, that's not gonna work. cd user source, right, Linux. And then we're moving to present working directory, user source Linux, ls. So this is the version that's inside. I believe you could see that in the make file. Here it is, version 5, patch level 4, sub level 48, Ctrl X. That's it. Now we need to type make menu config. And off we go. And this is the manual way. So there's, if you scroll down, there's another way to make kernels, and that's optional, building no. Here, alternative using GenKernel, more to the bottom. That's a more automatic way of installing, but it's fun to have a look at this as well. Now, a lot of time goes into this. Check also out the titles at the top. Pressing yes includes and excludes, modularizes features, so in a module, not in a kernel. Build in, okay, legends, exclude, module, capable. So general setup, enter. And there's a lot of things I don't know. A lot of things I say, oh, what's that, or what's that? I want to learn, right? Like you all, I suppose, you want to learn. And with a question mark, where is my question mark? I can learn a little bit more. The option enables the use libsyscall, a system call used in dynamic linker, and so on, so on, and so on. And so, okay, I'm lost, right? Exit. So space changes things, but some of the things you really can get rid of, in the sense that I do not have AMDs at home. So building and kernel for support of an NVIDIA card or an AMD card and so on, I can get rid of those things. So it's all in here, hidden away. And this is actually a nice way of looking at things. Maybe if somebody knows if there is something alternatively on Arch Linux, is there something like this on Arch Linux? There is a make file, yeah, but is there something more graphical like this? Is my question to you guys. Haven't found it yet. Well, I've found something, but it's not like this. So if at some point in time you say, okay, this is it, everything is cool for me, then you save, and you save a file, and with that file you can do something, right? Exit. And then we exit this thing, exit, right. The other thing is, the alternative thing is, here it is, emerge, ask syskernel generate me the kernel. I haven't seen anything like that. either, actually. Would you like? Yes. And this I got as well. 2 config files and etc portage needs updating. See the configuration files and update tools. There is something with a license that we need to do to change in order to continue. What was that again? A quick search found that I need to add something in my nano etc make.conf. Is there anything about licensing? Not yet. So license actually accept license underscore right license equals, and I don't want to be bothered with it anymore, so anything goes except license, just anything. Control X, yes, you decide if you want that. This is just a virtual box. All right, and off we go. The struggles. Normally we've seen it earlier on, it said free. So I suppose the application that I want to install now is not free. According to the license anyway. Because I didn't pay anything for it, right? Okay, back to the page. So we were looking at that, make menu config. There are some examples if you want to select the necessary file systems. X3 we can get rid of X3 support since we're not using it, but hey. I think the easiest things to do is what can I get rid of? What elements, what systems, what file systems, what hardware do I not have? You don't need to have a kernel for that, right? You don't need to have a Linux kernel. That's for hardware you do not have. That's the easiest way to do, I think. Let's get rid of things. Adding things, that requires some knowledge probably. So enable support GPT, UEFI, it's all in there. And then I'm gonna compile it, but we're going to use GenKernel. So we've installed it. Now we need to edit our etcfs tab. It's actually strange that we need to do that now. Okay. Fine. If they want us to do it, we do it. Nano etc fs tab. We have to do it anyway at some point in time, but why now? My device SDA1 was actually boot EFI. It's actually totally wrong what it says here on the wiki, because I did something else, which means there it is. This is more or less mine. So my boot EFI is vfat and so on. So vfat no auto comma, no time, tab, and then 1 and 2, enter. Let's do everything now. I need to do it anyway, SDA 2. So 1 is my boot, 2 is my swap. I have to think again, what was it again? Yeah, so this is none, that is swap, and what do we have to say? Swap. And now 0, oops, and 0. And then we have device SDA 3. That's gonna be root, right? Yeah, it's gonna be root. X4, and X4 has no time, and we have 0 and 1. Does that sound good? Let's give it a try. Yes. Save it. All right, so I had to do just one line for the boot, it says here, but I've done everything now. And then gen kernel all. What's this? I've never done this. Ooh, surprise, surprise. Okay. I had already a backup, you see? I had a config and he made a backup for it. So it's actually gathering information from the ISO, I guess, because somewhere I read it, that this process, the gen kernel thing, is actually going to take a look at the boot ISO and say, okay, what have I found? And with that information is going to generate a kernel. The system will generally detect all hardware at boot time. It's an ideal solution for those users who may not be comfortable compiling their own kernels. We'll get there. We'll get there. Now compile sources by running gen kernel all. Be aware though, as gen kernel compiles a kernel that supports almost all hardware, this compilation will take quite a while to finish! Exclamation mark. Once gen kernel completes, a kernel full set of modules and initial RAM disk init RAM fs will be created. We will use the kernel and init rd when configuring a bootloader later in this document. Write down the names of the kernel and so on. And then we have configuring modules. It might be interesting to have a look, but I dare not make this bigger and smaller all the time, because I do think the system is working and heating up. For sure. CPU usage 80%, 81%. So, modules, kernel modules, configuring the modules. What are things we could do? In our case, not necessary. We could install Linux firmware as well. Some drivers require additional firmware to be installed on the system before they work. This is often the case for network interfaces, especially wireless network interfaces. So in sudo pacman -r remove, we have our Linux firmware installed on our system. So we have that as well. So now we know what it's for. It contains all the elements. Modern video chips from vendors like AMD, Nvidia, Intel, when using open source drivers, often need external firmware files. Most of the firmware is packaged in Linux firmware. So I guess we better install it. Not needed on VirtualBox, however, but right, real thing. Yep. Now I'm not gonna keep talking, but I think I should keep well, I should not pause the video, in the sense that you get the idea why it's interesting to install Gentoo. It's gonna take a while to install Gentoo, so it's not something you're gonna repeat every day. I hope not. That's strange. The next page, the next page here tells me so that's the kernel. Okay, that's the kernel. So this is something we need to do, the Linux firmware. The next page says fstab, and I just made fstab. So okay, explanations are partition labels and UID, universal, what was it again? A shortcut, the name. This thing has a name. What was it again? Universally unique identifier. Okay, universally unique identifier. And bulk ID. These are all examples, but you need to follow your own partitioning. It's almost what I had. Boot EFI I have here. Host name, we should do host name. I wonder if I can do two things at the same time, because if I press super, I'm gonna break it. Look at the gap here. Probably opened a browser page or something. All down. Nah, let's leave it compiling. I'm afraid to break anything here. And we have to compile again. Okay, how far are we? So fstab, check. Networking information, host name, and configuring the network. Netifrc. DHCP, cool. Host file, not that. Root password, yes. Installing tools. That's the logging tools. Okay, we'll install that. Cron, no. Locate, yes. SSH, no. We can do a DHCP client. Activate the guy. Configuring the bootloader, right? Grub. We need to do grub. If we could only get to grub, right? Then we can save everything. Okay, configure. Alternative Lilo. FE boot manager. FE. We say FE because in Belgium we have butter called FE. So EFI. Finalizing. User administration. We have a root, but Eric would like to be part of the system, so creating, removing stage 3 tar, where to go from there, configuring the bootloader. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. I might have asked more verbose or something like that, because we don't know, it's dying or something, but we see thank God we have a conky. We see it's busy. It's actually strange. It says VirtualBox VM. Well, it's not strange, Eric. This, of course, the process is something else. The real process that's running has a name. Well, probably Gen kernel. All right, my God. 6 processors. It would be actually a super test. For this machine. Guys, if you want to have a benchmark, if you want to do a benchmark, how to benchmark your system, at some point in time, an ex-student says to me, Eric, I have this AMD, is this one? Yeah, it's this AMD, what is it called? The CPU Threadripper 3970X. It has 64 cores in it. Would you like to try out this machine, this beast? And it's a beast of about 5,000 euros. All right. SS Prime motherboard, lots of stuff on it. I really could use the power now. Right? 32 cores, 64 threads. Lots of information. Oh, I think it's no, no, still busy. So the multi-score is 26,000, and if you see at here the top multi-core 26, there are out there that have 61. So well, 26 is not nothing, but they're even better. So it's not even in the top 6 pages. Oh my God, it's not to the top of 10 pages. But it's one of, well, more expensive machines. Going to an architect, I believe. So it needs a bit of power, I suppose, for his applications. Not even now. 83, come on. 42. My God. Well, I suppose if you're already in the page in the first 50, that's okay. Number 1,000, what would that be? Oh my God, still 13,000. Okay. Now I'm pissed. So, if you want to try out and see what your system can do, I think this is actually a great way to see if your CPU is actually working fast or slow. Build yourself a kernel. Great, right? I'm not gonna pause. I want you to know how long it takes to build a kernel. 6 CPUs, 6 processors, so to speak. Well, 6 threads, of course. What am I saying? What do I have? Intel Core i7 7700. Go top, I think. Gives you the numbers. Well, it starts at 0 and ends at 7, so 8. Nice graphic. Gone. Come on. Give us another line. Some text. And we're rolling, guys. Rolling. Don't bother with numbers anymore. Just update. I did see I need to update. Not sure if that's smart to do now. Better wait. But first have a look. Nope, not smart to do. VirtualBox, not smart to do. Nope, 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 nope. F12. In the meantime, I could tell you my life story. Once upon a time. I think it's time for me to get a drink. I'll be right back. All right. No extra line? No extra line. I want to know what's inside this etc/genkernel.conf. He's using something there. Running with options. Oh! Is there an easier way to run things like that? Then say all genkernel options. So I could have typed something more behind it. Nothing happening, nothing happening. Oh. I've seen this one as well. Mr. Proper. Make Mr. Proper command before kernel compilation. Mr. Proper is of course something to clean. You can do different things. So what we're doing is that it's a generic configuration. It's going to work for everybody is the idea, but this approach is not without drawbacks. Most of the modules created are useless to the average user and may increase compile time. Yeah, sure. Below is an illustration of a more efficient approach achieved by passing certain options to genkernel as a root. So lux, so capable to have encrypted volumes. And here both kernel init RAM will have to be manually installed. No install. No, I wouldn't type that. While preparing the kernels So no clean. And then a menu-driven kernel configuration utility will be displayed that allows users to select your world. So the menu config thing. Yeah, I would use install. So it's automatically going to install the kernel in the boot. That's better. No manual labor for me. Can we do as well the first laundry? It's a channel. Aha, we should say yes here. So the make the genkernel.conf. Now we know what's inside. At least this. How are you, my friend? Okay, busy. He's busy. I think about IT crowd. He's busy. Well, one of the lines. Go and have a look. You need to see it. In the meantime, I think I've got the delivery. No delivery. The neighbors. Okay. We've seen the .config file earlier on. That's what he's using. Long boot, yes. Save config, yes. Symlink, yes. Grub 2. To do. Still lots of things to learn, right? If you just keep scrolling, oh my god. I'll let you in a secret. You can't learn everything that concerns computers. You need to focus. Your lifespan is not that long. 50 years, well, was 50, 20, 30, 40 years ago, beginning of informatics and computers and all that, yeah, you could cover everything. But nah, today. All right, we're very busy compiling. So we know we can add things to the gen kernel, we can change things there. Is there a Arch Linux application to set a kernel? I've done the Arch build system the other day. Arch build is this one? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that's the one I've done. But I'm wondering if there's an application for it to see it just like we see it here. This is called gen kernel, right? Okay. So alternate, yeah, gen kernel, Arch Linux. Aha, there is something on the AUR. There is something on the AUR. Just one. Next git checkout. Orphan. Oh, it means nobody maintains him. That's too bad. Ah, van Sabayon. All right. 3 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 2 years ago. Yep. think it's gonna be too specific. Kernel build Arch EFI boot. How about votes? Nothing to be seen. Still building. Okay. Wiki, kernel mode setting, kernel parameters, kernel module, improving performance. Tool. Build. Kernel. That's Arch build, yeah, true. Ah, it stops. My event is stopping. I'm kicking back in. But this is... Eric, you wanted new lines? You have new lines. Houston, we have liftoff. Right? He's busy with the busy box. Alright. We're getting there. So I'm looking like something similar to GenKernel for Arch Linux. Is there a graphical way to go inside an application and say, let's do this, that and that and that, don't want it, and so on? Yeah, that's the same thing. That's all the same thing. How are you? Not good. Kernel experiments. Sounds daunting. Here's a config file. Yep, that's what we have on Arch Linux. If only we could have this in a graphical way, but I know something. A GUI is always changing something in a file. Ah, the vent is down. Yay, the vent is down. All right. So we left off using GenKernel. We've typed, we've created our own FS step already, and we've done just this. This is what we've done, and let's see what happens. In cd boot ls. Init RAM is there, system map is there, VM Linux is there, 5.448 Gentoo. Oh. And then we go down, kernel modules, not going to do that. Installing firmware. Let's not do that. How many minutes have I recording already? 1 hour, 23 minutes. Okay, Eric, let's not do Linux firmware. Configure the system. Go on. We can always install it later. Creating the FS tab. Done that, been there. Nano etc. FS tab. Still okay. Okay, done. Partition labels. Network information. They want us to give a name to etc conf.d hostname, and hostname is localhost, which is actually pretty super pretty. Gentoo. Voila. Yes. What else? Nano etc conf.d net. And in here we need to type something like this: domain low equals home network. Exit yes, fine. Nano etc conf d net. Yes. What am I doing? Oh yeah, if a NES domain is needed, no NES domain needed. Had to better read things, Eric. So configuring the network, netefrc, first install that. Okay, this we need to install. Linux firmware we can skip for now. Internet, if we reboot, we do want to have internet, I suppose. I think netmisc, netefrc, and that's a typo. It's not a typo. Ah, no replace. No replace. Is that enter? No, I don't think that was enter. Something needs updating, it says here. Important, 2 config files and etc portions needs updating. See the configuration files, update tools. All right, pausing, figuring it out. All right, so I've been looking for portage page. Tried this, I think. etc update, and then etc update. Wanted to merge, auto merge all files. I thought, okay, -3, that looks good. It changed something in here. And when I asked again netefrc, the message is gone anyway. So I think that's okay. Not sure at all, but it feels okay. Then we want to use DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, and they say we need to have a client as well if we want to use that. And so we do. Nano etc conf.dnet. Okay. We need to remember something. Let's type it over, so that's already okay. Ethernet 0. I don't have Internet 0, so I'll have to look what it is. And I'm gonna tell them to use DHCP, so that's already okay. But that just the ifconfig is not okay. It's ENP063. 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 Come on. It doesn't remember my codes. Like this, huh? Let's have a look. Okay, so I want this Ethernet card to have DHCP enabled, so it's gonna call out to my network, and my DHCP server is gonna say, oh, look, poor computer without a IP address, subnet mask, gateway, DNS. All right? So that's all it requires to have a working system. Sorry. Next line is automatically start networking at boot. We can indeed cd into this thing, the folder, lots of things in here. We're gonna make a link to net.low, net.enpos3, enpos3. Okay, it's cool. And we're gonna make sure that's rc update at net.enpos3 is gonna be the default. All right, service added to run level default. So it's gonna be there when we boot up. Systemctl enable. All right, host file. Okay. Why am I doing this always? Get away. Nano etc hosts. Some stuff here. Localhost, that's correct. Yeah, I can name it, give it a name or something like that. Let's have a look at our own Arch way of doing things. Control find hosts. All right, so this is our way of doing things, localhost, and then we get this extra line here, Arch Linux local domain, and we have something similar here, localhost. So basically I don't think we need to do anything here. It's good enough. Localhost, so the third line is not available there. That's it. Sure. So what I could add is 127. I'm not typing. 127.0.0.1, and then give it a name. Gentoo, and then a home network. We've used the same words prior. Gentoo and localhost. Okay. Control X. Yes. That's hosts. CMCI, don't care. Password. Finally get my own password, and it's a simple password, and I don't care. I'm a simple guy. Simple guys have simple passwords. Makes sense. .conf. Woohoo! So Gentoo. We can enjoy all the comments in the file, review the settings and change where needed. Okay, fine by me. Nano etc conf.d keymaps. That's more important. Keymap US. Oh no, BE please. The rest we'll see if we need to change it for the euro sign or something. Nano etc conf.d, the hardware clock. Clock is UTC. We can set the clock to local. In my case, this screwed everything up, so I'm leaving it to UTC. Control X. That's cool. Installing tools. Next page. Installing system logger. Emerge, ask app admin. Off we go. We're installing sysc system klog daemon. Maybe I can follow the link. Where do we end up with? Oh, it's finished. So I followed the link about the application, wondering what's the name. Standard log daemons. If there's some sense to the naming of the application. Okay, back to where we were. So we've done this one. These are applications with services. So systemctl enable and start and that's that. But we have no systemd here. We have rc update add sys log defaults, please. And we need to see this green thing. If I do a typo, like this, we see a red thing. Doesn't exist. Huh? Okay, cron daemon. Nope, not needed. Optional, they say. File indexing is optional, but mlocate is interesting. Mlocate, you can do update database, and then later on you do locate any file in your system. That's interesting. Not on my virtual machine, right? So mlocate, install it on the real thing. Remote access, whatever. Installing DHCP client, yeah. So we need somebody to call to my router and say, hey, I need an internet connection. Emerge, ask, net, miscellaneous, DHCP, CD, enter. And off it goes, building stuff. PPOE, new, install wireless networking, new. So that's for if you want on a real machine, real metal. Then we are at selecting a bootloader, default grub 2. Okay, let's go for, oh my god, where am I typing? Emerge. What? Come on. I was clicking in the window. Okay. Emerge. Ask. Be verbose. No, don't be verbose. Sys boot grub number 2. And off it goes. I think it was 4 or 5 packages I need now. And then we better read this. A note for UEFI users. Running the above command will output the enabled grub platforms values before imaging. Oh yeah, true. When using UEFI capable systems, users will need to ensure grub platforms UEFI 64 is enabled as in the case by default. As it is the case by default. If that's not the case for the setup, sorry guys, was too quick. I have to redo it, the building, but I think I can just stop this. Let's try this. What I need to do is nano etc portage make config make conf. This is our, like I said, the most important file ever, and it needs to contain grub underscore platforms, yeah, with an S, equals EFI all small 64, Ctrl X, save, yes, grub platforms equals 64 inside etc portage 64 .conf. Anyway, it's correct. And then I need to type a little bit longer thing since I forgot to type it. I have to ask, update, update, say new use, verbose, I'm not a fan of that, sysboot grub 2. Go ahead, build it again. Sysboot, oh my god, everything needs to be correct, minus sysboot, enter. We broke it off somewhere in the middle, I don't know if I broke the thing. Sure, hope not. Alright, we'll see. Hopla, there we go. All gibberish. I'm gonna faint. It's too much for my brain. Another sip. Well, when that's done, I need to install it. So this is installation, but we need to install grub on our device SDA. 2 lines. Here they're very clear. When it's BIOS, it's that. When it's UEFI, it's that. No problems there. Shouldn't I take boot EFI? I've taken another folder, I think. Oh, I thought it was done, but it's not done. Now it's done. Yes. Whew. So, I hope grub is installed. Messages for the package. Grub. I think so. Okay, then next thing is grub. Install me on UEFI. So that's that one. Target equals x86. I think it's an underscore. Yeah, 64 EFI. Still very arch Linux. This. Well, it's grub, right? It's for everybody. Directory equals, yeah, boot. I think I need to type EFI since I've changed that. Yes, no error reported. That's the line you want to see. That's the line you want to have. Anything else? Feels like I forgot something. Let's scroll up. Because we're about to reboot. And that's always dangerous. What I've learned, and I'm gonna try it out on the ArchWiki, that you can add also removable. I've explained it in here, that at the bottom of the installation, I have this bay, I want Linux to come on the best PCs in the house. And it's always on the worst PCs in the house. How can you have it on the best PCs in the house and still have Windows? It's with a bay. I buy a bay, put it in my desk, top machine, and I switch Windows with Linux, with 21 SSDs, because we have 21, well, desktops, well, officially not yet, but, right? So I switch around, and this is basically what we do. We copy paste a file over, and that's that. We can switch around SSDs like that. So I am thinking, or so I have learned, that this removal thing is probably going to be the same thing. So I'm going to try this out as well on Arch Linux. Just type removable at the end, and that will be that. Just type removable here, and that will be that, I hope. 90% sure. But the proof is in the pudding, as they say. Huh? You have to try it before you know it's true. So, oh, still one thing to do. That's this thing, configure. See, I thought there was something. So grub make config -o boot grub and write the drop config. Why not CONF, guys, but CFG? Okay, there is my boot, my Linux, my init RAM FS. Yes. Alternative 1, Lilo, no. Scrolling down, alternative 2, EF boot manager, no. Sets Linux, finalizing. Next page. User administration, root. Yeah. User add, -m. Capital G, group, users, need to be wheel, that's important one, audio, video, there are more like that. Anyway, that's not what the wiki says here. Bin, bash, and then Larry, no, Eric. Okay, password for Eric is a very difficult one, like that. Okay, disk cleanup, ls, cd, ls. All right, remove stage 3, that's away. So we got something nicer. Where to go from here? Well, first reboot, and if that's gonna work, that's fine. So remember, Eric is shrewd. You see it in front, right? Remember, exit. We are out of our shrewd thing. In Linux, we unmount everything. In Arch Linux, they don't say anything about unmounting or anything, unless I've missed it. So these are the last things I'm doing here. I've removed this, I've added the user to the system. So that video is not mentioned, but it's here, USB. Anyway, that's in phase 2 in our tutorial. So if you want to compare, it's always interesting to compare Linux distros, systems. And our line of code is a little bit longer. Audio, video network, wheel storage, RF kill, and then bin bash Eric and the password for Eric, and we go on. We have not done wheel yet. True. Well, not doing that unless they say I should do that. Where to go from here? Is the sudo package already installed? Oh yeah, true. We're out of here. We're not in the shrewd anymore. I do have the feeling this is not gonna end up nice. So we need to do more. But that's the idea, I suppose, with the next arrow I should do. So sudo reboot, or I can do an umount. Let's quickly have a peek what it was again. The unmount command. It always changes the wiki of Arch Linux over time. -R. Okay. -R, and then what we've mounted was Gentoo. Inside is boot EFI. So I guess everything is cool. Whatever, right? Sudo reboot, or just reboot, I suppose. Reboot. Poof. Now we cross our fingers, our toes, our fingers, everything. This is what I want to see. If this is what you get, be happy about it. The Linux kernel is booting. Ah, awesome. Because once that's there, we have DHCP is gonna ask, offered a IP number, and well, Eric is there, but it can't be sudo, I suppose. Sudo is not installed, is it? Command not found, so the package is not there. Can I do emerge? My keyboard is not okay. Exit. Root. Emerge. Keyboards. Key. Set key. Is that installed? Set X key P? No. Is load keys installed? Load keys installed. Whew. Latin 1. Asserti. Right. So I have a base system, and this is the ideal moment for me to take a break, since the video is 1 hour 48. So this is how long it takes to install Gentoo, and we're still nowhere. I mean, it's still very minimal. What we're missing, we can't do anything as root, as Eric. I can't install anything. I do have internet. Yay! Where's my arrow? Ping. Download.pe. Yay! We've got internet, so that's cool. We need to have Xorg. We need to have LiDM, and then some kind of desktop, right? So still lots to do, but it's fun. All right. See you soon. Again, if you have tips, just place them under the YouTube video, and I'll follow the links and put them on the webpage of ericdubois.be if necessary, if they're very, very super good. I'll put them on there. All right, cheers, have fun.